Hi everyone, this is Eric Anderson, host of the YXE Underground podcast. I am thrilled for the fact that our Walking with Lisa episodes will continue for a second season. And in the spirit of Walking with Lisa episodes, we are sitting down. Lisa, where are we today?
We are at my workplace. We're at the Rock and Bloom headquarters.
We're in a very nice boardroom.
Yeah, right? Good vibes here.
Yes, very good vibes. How was your summer?
How is summer over?
Yeah,
Isn't
I
that
know.
the better question?
Yes.
Okay, first of all, I'm a lover of fall, so I'll just intro with that, and people can get angry or not. Summer was good. Summer was busy. Summer went by really quickly, but summer was good.
Yeah.
Was your summer good?
Oh yes, summer was fine. But I
love making this about you being like, stop it. I love doing it. See, everyone? This season, with Sitting with Lisa, we're here to put Eric on the spot as much as possible. You heard it here first.
we're off the rails and we're a minute 30 into it. This is just wonderful. But no, you had some exciting times this summer.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think my husband had more exciting times. He got to be on a boat, but no, it's like my bookends of summer. On a personal note, was like I kickstarted by going to Las Vegas to see Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever play against the Las Vegas Aces. So to say that was thrilling is an understatement. And I did a sibling trip with my brother, which I think if anyone has the opportunity, do that. I know that you and your sister do like a lot of different trips centered around interests.
Yes.
It's pretty special and it was so much fun. And we're talking about the next one. And then I got to end it with a road trip with my husband to Colorado to Red Rocks to see our favorite artists perform, which I know that your wife and her bestie were also at.
You got to see Brandi Carlile twice, consecutive nights with the Denver Symphony Orchestra.
Right? Yeah, I mean, our commitment with anything Brandi Carlile is she always does back-to-back nights. And, like, we just go all in. It's like if we're going, we're getting as many nights as we possibly can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm very grateful that you have agreed to do this for another season. People love listening to you and the advice that you share and the wisdom that you share and just anecdotes that you share. And selfishly, I just love learning from you and hanging out with you. So I'm very appreciative of you doing this. So thank you. And so I will ask you what is on your mind, Lisa.
Oh my gosh, Eric, I know. It's like usually I have something on my mind, but maybe the thing on my mind is just that like coming into capacity, like and trying to find that. I feel like summer, while great, you're like out of routine and things just like it's supposed to slow down, but like that sun is up longer, so the days are longer, so maybe my kids are awake longer, and there's pressure to like, go, and you do as much as you can. And just like disorganized, like you just kind of feel like a kite without a tether. And then I always look forward to fall for many reasons, and it just like gets you back into routine. And that for me is everything when it comes to capacity building, where it's like, okay, this is what our days look like. This is what we need to do. And I need that.
Why do you need that?
Because I feel very disorganized and very like reactive otherwise. And like why I don't just do that in the summer, I don't know. Like, but it seems like you can do that too in the summer. I mean, our days are still the same. Like our home life is still like, you go to work, the children have childcare, like all of those things. But it just seems like you kind of just like, go off the rails a little bit in the summer and in the fall, and maybe that's just what makes it feel that much better is like that change, right? The fact that you get to like, it's like why we love seasons, because I'm sure I wouldn't love fall so much if I didn't have 4 seasons, right? So I wonder if it's just that transition that helps. This is the thing when we do, right? It's like you talk about like wisdom and learning. I just think out loud on your podcast, so people get to like, welcome to my brain.
It's a lovely brain. So how then do you get back into routine? Like, is it a conscious decision to like, I'm doing this, and like I have noticed that you've started posting again about the lunches that you're preparing for your kids. So I guess that's like is that one example?
Like I feel I need to make it actually like a more conscious thing to do, like to getting back into routine. But there's just different actions that happen that help, right? It is true. It's like the night before, like lunches get packed because like Holden's now in grade 2, and you think now more about like just like especially for the kids, but like just like the outfits and like how are you going to make the mornings go more smooth? Because oh my God, mornings are a special adventure in the morning. And I think, oh my God, it was years ago. And Heather Morrison, and I'm going to get them wrong, but she just like shared just one day on Instagram how it's like you can either like be on time, remember everything, or everyone's happy, and you can have like two of those three things in the triangle, right? So it's like if you're on time and everyone's like excited to get out the house, like you've definitely forgot something. Or if you've like remembered everything and you're on time, you're probably like surfboard carrying a kid out to the car. And like that morning triangle is very real.
Yeah.
So so it's like, again, going back to I think a theme that we've always talked about is like having that grace of like not everything happens perfectly, but it's like what's the goal? And we constantly revisit that in our house, especially with kids in the morning. It's like you have to decide like your goals are going to change, but like if the goal is to get us to work on time or to like get the kids to school on time, probably that's not the time to pick certain battles. So normally maybe in the evening we would pick a certain battle where it's like, no, this is what we do first, and you're carrying your backpack or you're unpacking your backpack. But sometimes in some mornings, if we want to leave the house in somewhat of an orderly fashion, I might be the person carrying all the things. And Holden is just so overburdened by carrying out his little Lego creation.
Right.
You know, how
Yes.
dare I ask him to carry the backpack? And but I can get into that battle with him. But what's the cost?
Yeah.
And so it's like that, talk about capacity. I think it's that constant weight that we have in our heads all the time of like, what's the battle I'm picking today? You know, what can I do to help this out? How can we list this out better? And you're like always playing whack-a-mole of like, what battle do I want to choose, and what's the benefit?
Yeah.
What's the lesson?
This might be a weird question, but when you were talking about discussing goals, do you discuss the goals with your kids, or is that just like you and your husband discussing that and like how we're gonna game plan?
You know, I think in a perfect world, it's a family thing.
Yeah.
Especially as the kids get a bit older, they need to be included in like that, like the family plan. And it's like, if this is what our goal is, if this is what we want, this is what we agree to, then we're all working together on this. And I remember it was probably like, was it early summer? I'm sure as Ross listens, he's going to be like, oh my gosh, I remember this like speech my wife went off on. But it was just, kids have epic meltdowns, which leads that we have epic meltdowns and everyone's all dysregulated all the time. But finally it was like, okay, no, like family meeting, which to my 3-year-old is like family meeting, like he's our parrot, like he doesn't know what that means. But it's like, what are we doing to get on the same page? Like, what does it mean to play on this team? This is like the athlete in me, but it's like, if we're playing on this team, what does it mean? What do we do to play on this team? What are the benefits of being on this family team? You get to have great meals. You get to have a roof over your head. You get to have transportation to and from school and school supplies and someone to help you with homework.
You had this conversation this summer?
Yes. Yes, we did.
Wow.
Because it was like, you just like, it's really hard because, 6 going on 7. It was just suddenly, it's like, the demands come in. And again, I know developmentally where they're at, but it's like, no, like you get all of these things because you're playing on our team. But playing on our team means we sit down together at supper. Yeah. And yeah, you may not like it or you're done and you want to leave and go play. But a part of you getting to have things to play with is because on our team, we sit and have supper for X amount of time first. Because, our kids would love to be free-range chickens and just snack and run, and maybe we get into that habit too. But it's just like laying out the ground rules of like expectations. And I think too often, of course, Russ and I would like talk about our plan and gosh, just finding time to get the two of us on the same team. Right? But remembering that no, these kids, like they can be like age appropriate, active participants on the team, and like getting them to agree to it. But also then that's where the rewards and the fun come in too, where it's like, and so now what are we gonna do? And it's like, Scoop, the Daily Scoop is our like basically our second home in the summer, but it's like, this is what it means. We do all these things, and then yes, we're gonna go walk in, get ice cream, and go to the park. But before we do that, like we have to do these things, and I promise you, it's gonna be that much easier if we're all helping do them.
So how was that received?
Well, what I love to credit the big like monologue I went on to being helpful. Sure. It was a great like reset. in like, in a way, like Holden understood it as a 6-year-old would, where it's like, we're not into like punishment. We're not into like, we don't want to take things away, but it's just about, yes, sure, of course you can have that, but first we do this. It's like, first this, then this. It's like that constant dialogue that happens. And, many professionals talk about that. First we do this, then we do this. But also like framing it around that family system where it's like, you're a part of this, but so are we. Like, it's not just like, us always telling you what to do or us
Yes.
always saying no. It's like, no, we want you to be a part of this too. How are you contributing? Because we're all benefiting.
Yes. I imagine too that would be like, would it be empowering for the kids then? Do you think?
I do, like, it is, right? Because I mean, these little people, like, they find control wherever they can. They find power wherever they can. And like the moment you enter a power struggle with them, I mean, oh my God, you're gonna lose. Like, especially like you're parenting these versions of you. And sometimes it's like when they're dysregulated, I'm like, oh, and people may come at me for this, but it's like, oh, those are my worst traits coming out in that little, you know what I mean? I'm
Yes.
like, oh yeah, that stubborn piece, like, like love that for you. Don't love this for me. And so I think it's just like finding ways to like empower them and like give them a voice. And our job is to keep them safe, but teach them like they need to learn to make choices. There's always going to be consequences, good or bad. So, I don't want them to make risky choices. So if I can mitigate the risk but still have them, and that's where the logical consequences come in, where it's like, no, like, yes, we can go to the park, but first you have to clean this up. And then you don't, and delay, finally do it, and it's like, oh, let's go to the park. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, we've missed the window. And the meltdown happens, but it's like, maybe next time, like, I'll keep giving you the cues and reminders, but, we had 35 minutes, and then we didn't do it, and so you lost the window to go do the thing you wanted.
Is there a part of you that and like maybe for as a parent, but I guess like for you too, like is there a part of you that when you see the time ticking by and it's not happening, do you want to intervene and be like,
oh yeah, oh my God, don't we always just want to fix? And that goes for anyone in our life. Like you watch, like even our loved ones, you're like, oh my gosh, I have so many solutions to offer you, but you just want to vent. So I'm going to sit here and we're going to vent, and I'm not going to offer solutions because that never goes well. We know that in our like relationships where it's like, just let them vent. People let us know when they want solutions. But like I learned like when I did work as a clinical case manager at Ranchero too, like a term that we always used called hurdle help, where like, I'm not just going to like take over and clean up the Lego so my kid can have the thing he wants. But I'm going to go help. I'm going to say, okay, buddy, I'm going to start picking this up. Come join me. And usually like when they're in their best or better headspace, they'll come and help. But like, no 6-year-old when I'm like sitting on the couch, scrolling a phone, go pick that up and then we'll go. It's just not going to happen. And then it's going to be a fight. And to me, it's like, that's not the goal. Like getting outside and going for a play before bedtime is going to benefit all of us. Mm-hmm. But I shouldn't be the one, or my husband shouldn't be the one doing the full cleanup so then we can go to the park. It's like, no, you have to contribute. But what's the best outcome right now? And like, what's realistic to expect of them at the end of the day, or of ourselves, right? So it's like, even a couple of things when it's like, those days where like they don't want to do anything, picking up 4 Lego pieces, I actually know is like exhausting and huge. That was like the fun, like fine. And it's like, I'm taking that as a win, right? And rather than being like, wasn't that hard? It's like, thanks for helping. But it's so hard to not, like, you want to be like, see? Do you see? And it's like, that never goes over well. And we know that. Like, if someone was to say that to me, I'd be like, excuse me? But like, that's the capacity piece. Like, you have to be regulated yourself to co-regulate all these people around you, especially the kids who need our prefrontal cortex. They need it. But like, after a long day or a stressful day, or maybe we're all just tired, or it's also a full moon for us too, right. So we're werewolves. It's really hard to be like, okay, and now we're going to, but that's why like, it's a new day every day. And you have to just hit restart sometimes and come back to the conversation of like, wow, yesterday was crappy for all of us. I wasn't my best self either. And we own that with the kids all the time. We apologize, or we'll say like, ooh, that repair. And I mean, so many like professionals and will speak to the importance of that repair, like in relationships, like in marriages and partnerships and friendships, where you can go back and say like, crap, that wasn't my best self. And but it's our kids need to like one see us do that, but also we need to do that with them where we can go back and say, hey, I'm sorry, I would have liked to have handled that differently. End of story. Not I would have liked it, but and it's like as soon as you say but, like I mean that's a whole other conversation, that art of apologizing, because we love to be like, I'm so sorry, but you really shouldn't have. I mean, not an apology, right? But so it's just like that repair is so peace, so like integral, especially like even if it's at bedtime where it's like, okay, let's do it better.
So now that routine is starting to come back in with fall, do those are those like conversations, or like I guess do you see that improving as maybe in comparison to summer?
I mean, with more, I mean, we get so much more practice because it's like there's just more moving parts happening in the fall, right? Like, and for any family, it's like all of a sudden it's like school's on. There's like homework, there's activities, there's holiday season, like, you know, more family activity, like all of these things are happening. And I think that that just is like more, just more conversations, more dysregulation, more is happening. So you're getting more practice versus in the summer, like routines are a little more like loosey goosey.
Yeah.
You're kind of doing your own thing. You know, we're on more vacation typically in the summer. We're like, whatever, we'll let that slide. Of course, breakfast is going to be this today.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, it's like September 1st hits, and me with my like pumpkin spice latte is now deciding also, so this is what we're having for breakfast. We're gonna, and it's like, that wasn't happening yesterday. Yesterday was summer. Like, you know, but we just like want to make that transition.
Yeah.
But I think that like all of that just comes, it just like, again, it just changes with the season because the demands change.
Yeah.
But there is more, like there's more on the fall until like we're just getting back into it. And it seems now more than ever, like there's not like this like slow burn warm up. It's like now, like, you know, our friends and neighbors, it's like they went from like, oh, summer to like, and 4 days a week now 3 of our kids are in hockey. It's like, whew, that's a quick transition.
Yeah. It's very true. It's like there's no gradual slowdown with summer. It's like summer's over and then all the things happen.
All of the things happen, including like, oh, I should have got this done or didn't. It's like, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
no, we got what we got done, and maybe next summer, and away we go into the next season. But it is just that practice of it's overwhelming for all of us. And even when people appear to be nailing it, they're not. They're not. You know, we're all in our own struggle.
Thank you for sharing all this. This has been wonderful. This has been really great. And I think too what you did with your family meeting. Like I'm just
Meltdown?
but I'm trying to remember if my mom and dad ever did that with Eric and my sister Mary, and I don't know if we ever did, but I also think too I don't know if I would have been like receptive to that. I don't know. I don't know if I can remember that far back, but I think that's really that from a communication perspective, that's such a good thing to do. So that, like you said, you understand using the sports metaphor, you know, what role we play on the team, and that you're pulling in the same direction.
Exactly. I think that that's the piece that's really, it's the first thing to get lost. Is just, I mean, in any of our relationships where it's like, wait a second, like, we're on the same team. We're on the same team. So, like, let's figure out how to get back there. Or, like, what is the thing that we're working towards? As opposed to, like, fighting against each other. And I mean, that with it, and again, that like literally goes for everything. That goes in organizations, that goes in teams, that goes in relationships and in families. It's like, we just like forget that, like, oh yeah, but we're all working towards the same thing. Like, we're literally all working towards this goal. So let's just figure out how to make this easier.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for taking time for me today. Oh, my voice was doing so well right till the end. Thank you for being on the YXE Underground team. I appreciate it. And I also want to give a quick shout out. Can you explain to listeners what your husband won on Monday night?
Oh my gosh, right? It's called The Road to Memphis. That was put on by the Saskatoon Blues Society as a part of the International Blues Competition that happens in Memphis, Tennessee every year. And so he competed in it Monday night at Bud's, and he won. And so Saskatoon Blues Society will be like endorsing and like supporting him on that journey to Memphis. And I believe the competition is in January of 2025.
Well done, Ross. That's so exciting.
And I mean, yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm going to Memphis. He's like, whoa, okay. Like, I'm just like, we won, we. He's like, great. This management team is growing by the second. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you been to Memphis?
No, Nashville, but not Memphis.
No, I haven't been to Memphis either, so I hope you get to go.
Well, like, I think I am. And I will go catch his show too.
Yes. That's lovely.
It's really exciting.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks, Eric.